Actually switch that. Let's get the good tripod in here. We have one good tripod left, so if anybody wants to send some downloads to pay for a tripod, I will shout you out when I use the tripod. So here we are. Tripods are about 75, 80 bucks for a good one. I'm getting one with a light as well. All right. Now, okay. First thing you want to do is have a good time doing it, all right? We'll see who's first in the show. Yesterday, Bumgia showed up. I hadn't seen Bumgia for a couple months. Even maybe, I don't even know when the last time. 3, 4 months. I thought about her like maybe a month and a half ago. And then I didn't think about her for a while. Maybe she'll start commenting on my page again every video and I'll be able to shout her out more. Shouts out to Frosty. Frosty stopped by yesterday, but Frosty, you never dropped a like. I went and checked. You're commenting. There was no like behind it, buddy. Make sure you don't forget, if you love the hash, man, you gotta drop a like. Or I'll get you, okay? Now, we've got the hash browns down. I want to talk to everybody for a second about how awesome I am, okay? So, first thing you do is layer a little bit of that coconut cheese on there. Get your cheese. You can use any kind of vegan cheese, plant-based cheese you want. It's gonna save your life, okay? So get that in there. What? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yep, we're doing it. Vegan, plant-based hickory smoked bacon. Strips of bacon. Oh, it just smells heavenly. Then, I'll tell you what's next. Once we place a little bit more of this vegan bacon across, I'll tell you what's next. You ready? Green olives. So what we're gonna have is a contrast of that perfectly cooked, crispy hash brown that's on the bottom, which is where the hash brown goes. Biggest mistake people make, I think they stir up a casserole. I don't know if if your head was wet all day or if you're just out to lunch, maybe you live at the bakery. You gotta come back from the bakery once in a while, eh? So if your hair's too wet, I think it drags you down, all right? Make sure your hair's not too wet. Don't go outside with wet hair. Now, let's get some of them green olives. And when I say some, I mean a good copious amount that it covers a portion of the pan. And for these olives, you don't want, they're salty, so you're going to put about a half olive, this much, right? About 5 or 6 half olives down the line, and then about 3 finger separation up the line again. And this will make sure it's not too salty, but it's salty enough that you do realize your body lives off of salts, right? Like, do people actually understand the way the human body works? Like, sugar feeds your brain, okay? I know there's going to be people out there that are absolutely just dumbfounded by what I just said, but you just don't understand the flowering cycle or the growing cycle of plants. And if you did, you would know about sugars. When you have a brilliant idea, you may have just eaten a candy bar. And most people are unaware of this. So I'm here to tell you that sugar, yes, in moderation, but if you're looking to make some genius moves, get a bunch of candy bars in you and then have a good thought. And trust me when I say it's science. You ever have that feeling where you want to eat 3 candy bars? Maybe you eat 2 and then you're like, okay, I'm good. But you ate 2 candy bars. You couldn't do it all the rest of the week, but on this day you did it. Next item up for bid, jalapeno pepperoncinis. We're doing the pepperoncinis. These are stellar. And then we're going to coat it with, you're going to see, a vegan mushroom soup that is to die for. Let's talk about that in 15 to 20 seconds. Let's get those pepperoncinis in there. And we're using about a good handful of pepperoncinis. This is a 13 by 9 sheet pan. So become familiar with your cooking apparatus and you will have a better time in the kitchen, all right? Half bag of hash browns fits a 13 by 9 perfectly to the halfway point on the pan, right? So these are like old grandma cooking tech. This is like, you need to know this if you want to make your way in the kitchen and be a boss, right? But Most people don't. You'll overfill it with hash browns. Not enough of one thing, not enough of the other. It'll be dried out, tastes like crap. Mine is the best you've ever had every single time. Okay? And watch and see that I don't add all the extra ingredients that, you could add a boatload of butter and it'll make it a little crispier. It'll make it super creamy. It'll make it super juicy. Let me tell you, that little bit of olive oil I put around the bottom of the pan before I put the hash browns in, 2 tablespoons on a 13 by 9. It was a little bit excessive, but I went and took my spatula and I walled it. I pushed it up the walls so it stretched it and thinned the layer that was in the base, okay? So now when I clean this later, when I wash this pan out immediately after eating, the whole sheet pan, I'm no shame in my game. I've eaten a whole sheet pan of this on a live stream 3 or 4 years ago. You don't have to believe me. Just understand, I'm a big dude, and when I'm hungry, I have never, people that are 300-400 pounds look at me like, how, dude? It doesn't matter how. It's that I get it done, okay? And you have to understand, when I say this is what is, you remember, not too many people tell you the truth on the internet, okay? You're watching magic happen before your eyes. The warlock wizard of YouTube is here to stay, folks. So enjoy and just bless up and respect, okay? Because too many people around here talk a big talk, and then when it comes time to eat dinner, they're having burnt toast, all right? This is my breakfast. Can you imagine the pizza that I make for dinner tonight? Can you imagine? So we put a boatload of pepperoni on there, a decent amount of green olive, salty. The pepperoni, nothing wrong with that. You could eat a whole jar of pepperoni if your apple can stand it, So next up, seasonings. We're going to talk about why do the seasonings go on now? Because if you were to put them on the very bottom, how much of that could soak through and seep down from the top, right? Seeping happens the opposite way, right? It goes down, not up. So always, always add your seasonings towards the very top of the dish, especially if there's still a liquid that has to go through and around and about it, okay? Next, we're going to do some seasonings. We have some herbs here. Beautiful herb. This is a tasty dish. You guys will not be disappointed with. How much would you pay in a restaurant for this? I often ask that question to people and then I do my little trick. I do my little dance on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk, yeah. And then you just want to hammer down with your cold vegan soup. I put it in the pot. I stir it, mix it together. It was a partial 1 liter carton, and then another fresh one, unopened. So I placed them in here to judge the amount. I always use this pot. I don't know the size of this pot, but I don't know how many milliliters go in this pot, but I know it's probably about a liter, maybe 750 to a liter. But I know the pot because I can fit both my fists in it. So anything bigger than that isn't a soup pot for mixing sauces or things like that. In mine, this is what I use. Everyone's different. You guys have all your own tech, your own ways. This is how I ensure that I have the right, remember, the exact right amount of liquids go in this so that you can just go like this once. Like that. Oh, I'm really hungry too. I have to have a glass of water and just go sit down. My stomach is, I didn't eat the most food yesterday, so been fasting and trying to cut some weight. And I skipped a meal to, well, there wasn't that much I wanted to eat yesterday, so. And we're gonna leave that cheese. That's enough cheese. Now we gotta preheat our oven. And that's gonna do it for this one. I'll be back with part 2, which will show the finale of this dish. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I keep them shorter and sweeter now because I'm not really here for chit-chats all the time. I still love chatting. It's just right now I'm making a breakfast, okay? 10-minute cooking video is pretty proper. I'll see you on the next one. Part 2 coming right away. Once this finishes cooking, about 45, 50 minutes in the oven. Maybe a little less, depending on the way she's looking, all right? Stay tuned for more great videos just like this. Hashman out. Peace.